Welcome to Ear Biscuits, the podcast where two lifelong friends talk about life for a long time. I'm Rhett.
And I'm Link this week at the round table of dim lighting. I'm going to make sure he's okay. I'm going to talk a little bit about my pre-Valentine's date. And we're going to solve some problems, including how to deal with a close acquaintance who is a conspiracy theorist.
Oh.
Wow. So how are you, man? You're not better. You're just here.
I'm better than I was. Yeah. I wouldn't be here if I wasn't better. But I'm not good, man. I'm better and I'm on the come up.
Uh-huh.
But getting sick twice,
You got sick
twice in 1 month. And I haven't gotten sick but twice in 5 years before this. And I'm like,
it's a relapse.
What is happening?
Is it the same sickness?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think that's how it works.
Your immune system.
I had a good 3 weeks of health.
Well, okay.
And the symptoms were different.
Yeah.
And I thought I had beat it.
But then you joined it.
Because right before we went to Sundance, I was like,
No.
feel a little scratchy in the throat. And I said, I am not getting sick. And I did. And we went to Sundance and I was fine.
Had a job to do.
And then I got back and Shepard had fallen.
He had succumbed to it.
Which is not unusual. You know, the kids, they get everything. And so he was dropping out of school. He didn't drop out of school. He just didn't go to school.
Wow, you got to be real sick if you can do all that.
For a few days. And, man, it just got me. And then we worked again on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And then on Saturday, it just body slammed me. Fever.
Well, we missed you last episode. Me and Jenna held down the fort. What did you think of the show?
I thought it was great.
Yeah.
I thought that the TikTok clips that I have watched.
Oh, whoa, now, hold on.
Really.
What about that? What about every moment of the entire episode?
Well, I'm the kind of Mythical fan where I just watch the clips. You know what I'm saying? Why watch the whole thing when you can see the best parts? It's just like when you're watching sports on YouTube TV and you watch the key plays. You watch the key plays.
Whatever. It's just it was pretty magical. I thought. I don't know about you, Jenna, but
yeah,
I thought it was
life changing. It was great. I feel like we saved lives.
Life. Oh, yeah. Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you right now, you just don't want to feel threatened. That's okay. I understand.
Yeah, that's why I haven't listened to it.
I understand. I've gotten Lincoln on some of your reading recommendations.
Yay!
Or at least pushing reading still.
Okay.
So.
What about the Fantasy Boys?
No, wait, hold on. You can't ask questions if you.
You didn't listen to the episode.
Yeah, so we're not gonna give
that didn't make it into a highlight.
Not all the highlights are out yet as we're recording this.
Okay.
That's right.
Jamie, is that going to be in the highlights?
Yes, there actually is a...
Okay, great. I'll wait for it.
That's right. Yeah, I'm not sick, but I keep thinking I'm going to get it from you and I'm going to be mad about it.
If you didn't get it, when
I'm going to Vegas this weekend.
We were recording an episode of GMN, and I know for a fact that we
swapped spit
the same items more than one episode. And that was
but I would have
5 days ago. Oh yeah. You fought it off, man.
That's right. You impressed?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Because like I said, I can't be not going on my Vegas trip.
Well, I've been telling Barbara that we're bouncing back because Barbara's bouncing back. I don't know if you know about this.
Give us a Barbara update too.
So Barbara got fat this year. And, we're keeping it positive. We're like, okay, if that's the way you want to live your life, do it, Barbara.
Okay.
But it turns out that we thought that we were overfeeding her. But then we were like.
Lots of treats in your house. So I was like, yeah, y'all might need to cut back on them treats.
Okay.
That's what I thought.
We don't do any treats except for when they go out to use the bathroom. And I'm usually the only one to do that.
What about the whipped cream on the floor?
That is like 2 times a month.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, We were just in here. Oh, I'm about to call your ass out. We were just in here. You got your dogs here today. You're sitting there eating your lunch, and you're just taking pieces of your lunch and throwing it on the floor, and your dogs are eating it.
Jasper, he's in the corner right now.
I have never, I've had my dog.
Do that at home.
I've had my dog, Barbara, for 10 years.
Come here. He's eating something right now.
I have never once fed her off of my plate. I don't do that crap, man.
No, I don't feed.
No, that doesn't mean she doesn't occasionally get on the table and eat off the plate.
I don't feed him off my plate, but he's eating something out of the corner of the room. What are you eating? I brought him in this morning because I didn't, and well, we'll get back to Barbara, but I didn't take him for a walk this morning. He's mad at me because I went for a bike ride.
Ooh.
And so then I'm like,
put him in a basket.
I'll bring you to, I gave up on the basket. I'll bring you to work, and that'll make you happy.
He doesn't seem happy.
He doesn't seem happy because even when he came to work, he went over on the other couch and sat down and faced away from me.
He seems upset right now.
So he's mad that he missed his walk because I do it every single morning. But I got to listen. I need some me time to go for a bike ride, and you can't come. And I'm sorry, but you can wait till tomorrow to get a walk.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, he still loves you.
He forgives me.
That's why you can't walk him every day because they get used to it. Anyway, back to my dog who was overweight. So
yeah,
it turns out that it had nothing to do with her diet because she's been eating exactly the same diet for 9 years or whatever. But we started noticing, I was like, she feels heavier. And they were like, yeah, she's like up to 25 pounds. In her prime, she was 15.
Mm.
And it's hard to tell on a furry dog.
Yeah.
And then she's like moving slow and like she's not jumping up on the bed anymore. And I'm like, she's 9, which is what, 63 in dog years. And I'm like, that just doesn't seem right. And we would take her to the vet and they would be like, well, just make sure you're not overfeeding her or whatever. They did some blood work and she has some sort of thyroid issue. So there's some sort of hormonal imbalance that has been creating the lethargy and the weight gain.
Did dogs go through menopause?
Well,
probably.
Link, they may, but that is not what's happening to Barbara.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't mean to churn the rumor mill.
She's been fixed.
Yeah,
so
she doesn't
not,
have.
Yeah.
So, anyway,
as have I.
We gave her the drugs, and then they said it'll be a few weeks. She'll be back. And I was like, Barbara, we are coming back harder than ever.
Yes.
Got sick twice at the beginning of the year.
I'm
getting
Barbara.
it all out of the way at the beginning of the year. Barbara and I are going to be jumping on everything.
Yes.
Every piece of furniture we got, we're going to be jumping on it.
Have you observed any changes yet?
Well, we started yesterday.
Okay. All right. So it's just mental changes at this point.
I'm just telling her she's coming back.
Well, that's why I got on my bike today. I was like, I have to do something else to position myself in a more positive headspace. I've got to get stuff. I've got to exert myself to a new level. Just to
what you gonna do about the air quality?
Nothing.
You gonna have a Bane mask?
I didn't think about that.
Oh.
You can't do it all, man. Stop making me think about things. I'm on my bike again. That's good.
I'm just saying.
You saying I shouldn't be riding my bike?
No. I'm just saying that like every couple of days, the air quality is like bad in LA. And I'm like, what out of nowhere? And then they're talking about the air quality is bad, even if it doesn't show up as bad. And so
even if it doesn't seem bad?
Yeah, because the AQI doesn't measure like the toxic stuff that's blowing around from the fires. It just like measures some other things, which are somewhat related.
There's no fires right now. Let's just say that.
There's no fires.
Okay. Well, yeah, but so I just want to be clear.
But there's all the shit that's on the ground that blows up in the air and stuff.
Yeah. Yesterday, the air definitely smelled not great.
I didn't smell much this morning.
That? I did.
Yeah. Well, okay. So I
did not.
I decided to get an air quality monitor in my house, and I have learned some things. So we got one of those. There's the purple air that Mike told us about?
It's when you go on the website, people who choose to share their readings, they can pop up anonymously, so you can like get air quality readings.
But I just got one for the inside of my home.
Okay.
Which you can if you want. You can put onto the map. I didn't because I just got it for myself. Mm-hmm. But the cool thing about it is that the same color coding system that is on the chart, the spectrum that's on like the weather app, is the color that the monitor turns in your house. So it's just this like little thing that looks like a mouse, like a computer mouse.
Oh.
And
it glows.
If it's green, you're good. And then if it's a little bit yellow green, and it literally covers the spectrum of all the colors.
What have you observed?
Well, I have observed that two alarming things. The first alarming thing is we've cooked twice on our gas stove, like Jesse fried up some bacon, and we also cooked some shrimp or something. Both times, it turned burgundy.
So that's
and then I looked, and it was at
pretty
275. Low. Pretty low. What are you talking about?
I mean,
pretty bad.
I mean,
high and bad.
Low means bad is what I meant, but high,
low means good.
Well,
the higher the number, the worse the.
You know what I mean. Turn it around.
275, meaning like if you were outside, you would want to get inside. All people of all health levels exposed to this for more than an hour would experience problems. Like when you cook inside your house.
Where is the monitor in reference to your stove?
The monitor is in the dining room on the little buffet little thing. So like in the next room. Now our like exhaust fan doesn't work great.
Yeah, it should, is what we're learning.
Yeah.
How quickly did it dissipate though? Because I mean, when you fry bacon, you got to open the windows sometimes.
Well, it took about 90 minutes, maybe 2 hours for it to become green again. And I was like, damn.
Really?
Like this has been happening my whole life?
Huh. Yeah.
And also, it's going to be illegal in California to build a home and have a gas stove in it because they're finding all the particulates that come out of and go into the air, especially for young children, are really bad. And so they're encouraging a lot of people to switch to convection, which if we ever get I think we are going to get a new oven, new stove. I think we're going to do convection.
But the chefs love the gas.
Yeah, but you can pretty much do everything with convection. And I think you just got to, I don't know. It's for your health. That's the first alarming thing. The second alarming thing that I learned is
I wasn't signing up for alarming things at all.
Yeah, good.
Today. But
well, good. Sometimes, you know what? Sometimes you don't get a trigger warning, because life doesn't come with trigger warnings, right? Okay, Link, here's the thing. When it got bad outside, now when I set this thing up and we had like 4 air purifiers in the house, I got it down to 1. Well, I couldn't get it down to 0. I got it to 1.
Okay.
It's very good. But it was pretty good outside. It was like 40 outside. But then we took the air purifier out of the room where the monitor was, and the air quality got up to like 150 over the weekend. And I looked at the air quality. I looked at the monitor, and it was yellowish green. And it was at like 45 inside. And I went to that back door. We have those French doors in the back.
Yeah, there's a gap.
It's like coming in like somebody's blowing on you. It's crazy. Like if it was like a nuclear situation and we had radiation in the air, we'd be screwed. And then I started noticing, then I get crazy and I go around to all the doors and I realized that all these fancy metal, she's a designer, so she's got these fancy metal double doors. I mean, they're stout. You couldn't get through them with a tank, but they don't close exactly as tight as, and so there's multiple places in our house that are not airtight. And then this brings me back to what I was saying with your bike out there breathing in the bad air. So I've got an elliptical coming because I've done the rower and the rower has messed my back up and I can't do it.
Okay.
And so I was like, well, I'm just going to start I was like, I'm going to get rid of the rower. I'm just going to walk.
Yeah.
But then this happened with the air quality.
Oh God.
And so I've got the elliptical coming. It's going to be in the garage so I can do more cardio because I'm good about everything but cardio. Cardio is hard. But then I start looking at my garage door.
Yep.
And like I've got
the monitor down
I've got the cable to charge the car just goes underneath the door. You know, I don't have it like set up outside.
That's a gap maker.
There's a gap. And then there's gaps on the side. I could see people out of the gap. So I am rerouting the electrical system to charge the car outside so that it plugs in outside.
Oh, you're on a mission now.
And I am having a guy come to weather seal, because you can weather seal the garage.
Yeah.
Weather seal in the garage, putting the air purifier in the garage. So when I'm on the elliptical, I'm breathing 0, maybe 0 to 5.
Why don't you just wear a gas mask?
Well, because then it's hard to breathe. All I'm saying
That's good training, though.
We've been breathing this air in for however many years,
dude.
13, 14 years. And, you know, Locke pays attention to all this stuff. And he's like, I'm worried about you guys. Like, there's a lot of people moving their families out of LA because of this. And I'm like, yeah, you're right, man. So I'm like, I'm not going to go crazy over this. I'm taking these precautions. And then I'm doing the thing. I'm just saying you should look at the air quality before you go out into the bike.
We got some air purifiers to put in the house.
Have you turned them on?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
And one of them has a measurement on it, and it goes on and off depending on what's happening.
Yeah.
So I need to pay more attention to that. But the thing that getting used to having air purifiers around has been difficult for me because I'm like, I go into a room and I'm like, what's that noise? There's a draft in here. It's like I hear the fan going, but it sounds like a window's opening and there's like something spewing in. It's like the exact opposite of what I want. And so it's a big distraction to me. And then I'm watching some sort of entertainment. And I'm like, well, we got this freaking fan going back here.
That's a problem. I've noticed that.
It's fan noise happening.
You got to turn it off when you watch a movie.
That's right. And wear a gas mask.
If you run the air purifiers and you seal your house nicely, once you clear it, as long as you're in there, you're probably good.
I assume they have like these whole house filters. I mean, you put the filters on that air conditioner that are like HEPA filters and stuff.
It just stresses your HVAC system much more than like one that isn't that good.
Yeah.
There's so many things to worry about. Don't drive yourself crazy with it, but I'm just saying, take some precaution and then live your life. I'm just taking some precaution. But the main thing is especially after getting sick twice at the top of the year, I'm like, I gotta get bounce back. Me and Barbara gotta bounce back.
I'm trying to bounce back too, man. That's it. But I gotta ride that bike, so I gotta figure out something.
Oh, all you gotta do is just don't go out when it's like over 100. It's usually not that bad.
Okay.
You'll probably be fine.
Right.
The good thing is that we don't have babies. Like not to make you worried if you have a baby in LA, but like if I had young kids right now, but I kind of feel like I got a 16-year-old, that's my youngest one. It's just like, he's probably whatever's going to happen is going to happen, you know, like in terms of like what he's breathed in. And so he's through the core developmental stages. And so, but I don't know what I would be a little bit. I wasn't one of those parents that freaked out a lot about
now I got to start looking at that. The purple.
But people are just like, it's the other things. I'm sure y'all know about this, but the AQI doesn't get the like formaldehyde and some other stuff that is in the air because of the fires. And I guess you can get one of the things that will measure that, but I kind of don't want to know.
Yeah, let's not go there. You're doing plenty right now.
At that point, if I started knowing about that, I would want to leave. And I ain't leaving.
It's not viable.
I ain't leaving.
Nope. We're not leaving.
If we've learned anything over the past decade plus of running a business, it's that hiring the right people quickly is very important. Mm-hmm. We would not be doing what we're doing. You would not be hearing our voice right now if we did not have an excellent team.
And sometimes it's really important to hire someone quickly to fill a position so you can keep on getting it. And when it comes to hiring, Indeed is all you need. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. Indeed's sponsored jobs helps you stand out and hire fast.
With sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates so you can reach the people you want faster.
And it makes a huge difference. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs.
Hiring can be slow and overwhelming, especially when you're growing your business and have multiple positions open. So, Indeed could definitely take some of the pressure off of finding the right fit and fast.
Plus, with Indeed sponsored jobs, there are no monthly subscriptions, no long-term contracts, and you only pay for results.
How fast is Indeed? In the minute I've been talking to you, 23 hires were made on Indeed, according to Indeed data worldwide.
There's no need to wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. You can get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/ears.
Just go to Indeed.com/ears right now and support our show by saying you heard about it on this podcast.
Indeed.com/ears with an S. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need.
It's time to take your nutrition to the next level. Meet Huel, that's Huel, the global complete nutrition brand trusted by over 400 million people.
Their Black Edition ready to drink is a total game changer. A complete meal in a bottle that's high in protein, low in sugar, and packed with all the nutrients your body needs to feel and perform at its best.
And right now, new customers can try it for 15% off plus a free gift using our exclusive offer at Huel.com/ear.
For me, mornings can be chaos. I'm out the door in minutes, then coming back in, looking for my keys, then going back out, then coming back in, looking for something else, and I don't have time to whip up a balanced meal. That's where Huel Black Edition comes in. It keeps me full, energized, and focused so I can tackle whatever the day throws at me after just grabbing it out of the fridge.
Huel is designed by experts to provide all the nutrients your body needs, perfect for your most inconvenient meals with no prep or cooking required.
I love that. The Black Edition ready to drink packs 35 grams of protein and 27 vitamins and minerals in a delicious milkshake-like bottle. Try it now with 15% off plus a free gift at Huel.com/ear.
That's 15% off plus a free gift for new customers with our exclusive offer at Huel.com/ear.
Unlock a healthier, easier way to eat with Huel. Nutritionally complete meals in minutes so you can focus on what really matters. Can I go to a more
happy
positive
place?
thing? Yeah, let's go to a happy place.
Okay.
It's romance is in the air for those that are into that.
Is there a monitor for
Valentine's Day coming up.
Turns your thing pink?
It's called the calendar.
Oh.
And, Lily and I have an annual tradition to go on a Valentine's date each year. Of course, last year, I think we ended up going in August. Because now she doesn't live at home. It's just kind of... it's kind of a crapshoot when our schedules are going to line up. But she was talking to me about coming back home. And she was like, hey, we could go ahead and get a head start on our Valentine's Day. And I was like, yes, let's do that. So we've already, we just celebrated our Valentine's Day this past Saturday.
What'd you do?
I took her to Andy's, which is this restaurant, bar / club in West Hollywood that is started by Anderson .Paak, recent Grammy winner, and No Worries. Good album.
What did he win for?
Best R&B, alternative R&B album, I think is what it was. But yeah, when he's in that band, it's him and another guy named Knowledge, and they're called No Worries together. And they have an album called Yes, Lord from a few years ago. And then this latest one is called Why, Lord.
Oh, you played me some of that.
I played you some of that.
Yeah.
It's good.
Mm-hmm.
You liked it. Anyway, this is his spot. And it's brand new, like 5 months old. and started following him on Instagram, and it just seems like a fun 70s lounge vibe. Like lighting in the ceiling, cool furniture, bar central, then a big floor level stage with like lighting on the ceiling going to it. It's just cool. They have like live music and DJs. So I've been really wanting to go. I knew that Lily would love it. So we went there. We got reservations at 7, and then, we could only keep the table for an hour and a half.
They're doing that now.
Because people will come, they want to turn over to the table twice, and then they start having like, the band shows up, and then it becomes more of a club. So we could have waited for another hour and a half there to like, for the band to come out, and I felt like Anderson .Paak might show up.
Oh, sure he does from time to time.
He does. Shows up a lot. But then we it was good. It was a really cool place. I recommend it. We should go back. And if you get the later reservation you can, then you're more likely to be able to stay and just like have a few drinks, hang out until it turns into a party. Like later on that night, they're like lined up around the block to get in. But if you get in early enough, you can kind of just stay in there, but not at a table. And I mean, we weren't really keen on continuing to drink, honestly. So we were like, we're not going to hang out for this. We can go back home and hang out. And I was like, let's just walk down. Let's walk down the street. Let's see if we can find the Pink Pony Club. Chapel Roan has a song about.
I'm aware of it.
The Pink Pony Club in West Hollywood.
Yep.
Turns out not really there.
I was going to say, I didn't think it was real.
It's fictional.
Okay.
But the spirit of the Pink Pony Club is very much alive and well in West Hollywood, my friend. And
did your daughter not know that it was fictional?
Yeah, she knew. I was
okay.
I said let's search for it metaphorically. Is really what I was saying.
Because I thought she would have corrected you on that pretty quickly.
Like enjoy. I just wanted to it's like let's just see what's going on down here. What's going on is a lot of gay people having good times.
Yep.
A lot of queer people having amazing times. And hey, we're cool with that. So we're walking around, people recognizing me, coming up to me, wondering some things, but then just like knowing that they were fans, and that's cool.
Wondering some things.
I don't know, maybe if I was not just an advocate, but one of them.
Well, you were with a woman.
I was.
Who was your daughter?
It was my daughter, though.
Who seems like always with a younger woman.
I did feel
they may have concluded something.
I did feel they needed to tell our waitress.
It's my daughter. It's my daughter.
This is my daughter, and then it got. I don't know. It felt weirder saying it than not, but I don't know. I just wanted to clarify. I guess the way that I said it was a little maybe cringe.
Yeah.
This is my daughter. This is our Valentine.
Sounds like it.
I don't know. Yeah. I'm not the best at that.
Yeah.
We're walking down the street, people having the best of times, spilling out all types of bars and stuff. And then we hear someone on a loudspeaker from inside as we're walking by this club, and we hear them say, if you're a fan of, what's her name? What is the singer's name? Oh, we're walking by and we hear someone say, if you're a fan of Ethel Cain or Doechii, and Lily's like a huge fan of Ethel Cain. She told me about her, not as much my thing, but Doechii, of course, is very much my thing. So like we were both like, what? And we both like turned at the same time and just went into this club like, all right, there's gonna be some sort of show, drag show.
But not featuring actual Doechii.
No, featuring and we knew this once we started paying the cover charge. This is
people looking like
this
Doechii.
is a drag show. They're lip syncing to these songs, which Ethel Cain is an interesting thing to
lip sync. That's
to lip sync to.
Low tempo.
And of course, years ago, probably our most epic Valentine date was going to Hamburger Mary's the two of us to watch like a preeminent drag show. It was amazing. It actually led to me going drag on the Mythical Society. Right. I don't know if going drag is the proper nomenclature.
But it's just dragging.
I'm dragging. I dragged it. I drug it. I drug it, and many people dug it. Anyway, so we go in there and we see all types of performances, including, but not limited to, one queen dressed up as Ariel, the Little Mermaid. And she was, you know how Ariel
the fish bottom
pulls things out of her. Not really. It's different. It was more danceable than that. The legs came apart. I do remember that.
Okay.
You know, in a way that a mermaid cannot do. I think that's kind of important for the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. The legs can come apart. They can wrap around poles. We were just having a blast. I mean, it's over the top entertainment. I love it. And then afterward, Ariel comes up to me, starts talking to me. Ariel's a longtime Mythical fan. I was like, well, you're my favorite tonight anyway. I definitely liked you a lot better than the one
You don't have to compare. You
brought out a baby.
You don't have to do that.
And it was like, there was a witch, but then there was another person that was like, with a baby, and then the baby, she was doing laundry, but then she drowned the baby in the laundry bucket, and it was like very dark and weird.
Is this an Ethel Cain song?
Wild. Honestly, I don't know.
Okay, because that
I don't
makes
think
sense.
so. I don't think so.
Was it a Doechii song?
It was that "Go to Sleep, You Little Babe"
from
"Oh Brother,
Brother,
Where Art Thou." It's like you never know what you're gonna get.
Wow, I guess sometimes you got to go dark so you can go light.
That's right. And she didn't have. I'm talking about Toast now. She it was not Lily's birthday, but they made it her birthday, and she went on stage.
Oh,
and everybody sang to her. So it was a special night.
Oh,
I mean, Lily and I, we will find our way into a drag show. It'll just happen. It's like a magnet for us. It's just so funny. We had a great time. That was it. Nothing went sideways. Nothing to complain about. All good. But I recommend walking around West Hollywood sometimes. You never know who. It's a bunch of friendly people.
It's been a while since I did that, but I did notice there's quite a few mythical beasts down there.
Mm-hmm. I love that.
I'm assuming you watch. I mean, I don't know when this is coming out, but I know you watched the Grammys. I watched a good amount of it. I felt like the fact that I had been properly introduced to Doechii.
Yeah.
Before she had her moment. I appreciated that. It seemed to me that in a positive way, there's much more live performances than the last time I watched it. Am I wrong about that?
It felt that way to me too, yeah.
Like
they stacked performances.
I was like, this feels like something that is viable, unlike the other times that I've watched it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I was like, Trevor Noah's not really trying too hard.
Right.
He knows that it's not about him.
Mm-hmm.
He's just like, I'm going to pump these people up, say one little line.
I don't think Trevor was ever on stage.
I didn't see the beginning.
It's interesting, like right from the start. I mean, the Fires kind of made it, and he kept talking about how tonally it was interesting and like emotional and was kind of going to lots of different places. But yeah, they made the choice for him to pretty much never be on stage. So it had a different vibe.
He's just kind of moving things along. I just thought that was a good choice.
I like him. And I liked him.
And then they let everybody in like a category perform really quickly.
Yeah.
Benson Boone won a lot of people over, a lot of ladies over.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Is he country or what? Now I know that's a nebulous term.
I don't think so. I mean, I only know that one song, but I don't think so.
I don't know him at all. So I was like, well, could he? And he has a mustache. Maybe that's why I'm asking the question.
I don't think he's country.
Okay.
But I don't know any other music. Okay, well, let's get into some questions so we can solve problems.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Rhett Link. I'm Charlotte, and I would love your advice on something. I just met a conspiracy theorist for the first time ever, and I'm not really sure how to handle it. He's like one of my neighbors in my apartment building, and we'll see each other in the building and like have little chats and small talk and whatever. But recently we got into a longer conversation where he revealed that he believes the Earth is flat and believes in something called the Tartarian era, where like ancient civilizations like had wireless connection through the ether or something. I don't know. And I thought he was joking at first, but then I quickly realized he was like dead serious. And I didn't really know how to respond. I sort of tried to challenge him with some science, but he would just like shoot it down, and he basically believes that scientists and the government are lying to us. So I'm just not really sure how to handle this or respond. He said, hey, look into it, and next time I see you, let me know what you think. And I'm just not really sure what to say, because I'm definitely going to run into him again, inevitably. So, let me know what you think. Thanks.
Wow. Now, when we first moved here, did you not have a conspiracy theorist neighbor at the apartment next to you? In Los Feliz?
I think he was in the... Yeah, he had like a... I don't remember what he was into.
He had papers on the wall.
He hung things over his balcony so that you could see it from the street.
Oh.
Anybody who does that...
Like posters? Or like
he
banners?
Would write something on a sheet and it would hang over for weeks at a time.
Yeah.
That's a kind of person.
The Earth is as flat as this sheet.
I don't know what he was. I don't know what he thought.
You didn't engage.
I didn't engage. I don't really remember if I even talked to him. I just kind of knew that he had the thing up there.
She has engaged, and he said, check it out and let me know what you think.
Well, I love this stuff, by the way. I love this stuff.
So you're jealous of her?
Well, I have so many thoughts, but the main thing I want to tell you is, before we get into like how we can help Charlotte, is I don't know why, I don't know what it is about the way my mind works that I'm just attracted to people talking about this kind of stuff.
So you know what this guy believes?
Oh yeah, the Tartarian stuff. But
what is that?
I don't. Well,
okay. Tell me what you're gonna tell.
So the thing that is the most fascinating thing to me. So I don't. Well, first of all, I can't stand just to have a conspiracy theory just blabber on about stuff. What I like is when people who are following like rational thinking and critical thinking and facts are like debunking it. Like I like to watch that kind of thing.
Okay.
And there's a guy who has a YouTube channel that's called Professor Dave Explains, I think is the name of it. And his style is, it's not really the way I would go about it in terms of like, he basically is just like unapologetically, caustically just kind of taking these guys down, which is very fun to watch. But he just doesn't pull any punches, which again, there's a time and a place for that. So I am in support of that. I don't know everything that the guy thinks, and I'm not saying I endorse all of his opinions. It's just the videos that I've watched where he is like taking down flat earthers are some of my favorite, okay?
He gets irritated with them?
Yeah, and he's like a legit like scientist, professor, right? And he just has but like he's doing the work, because to go into these guys' minds and their philosophy and their whole approach and like systematically break it down, it takes so much patience and so much time. Mm-hmm. So I really appreciate the service that he is doing. But something absolutely fascinating happened in the flat earth community. And I don't know if this has happened before. I don't follow it closely enough to know, but it blew me away. So
you're not going to talk about Kyrie Irving, are you?
No, that's old news. So obviously the idea that the earth is flat has been around for a long time. For most of us, that got corrected when we realized it wasn't flat, but there's still quite a few people who believe that it is flat. And, in the age of dis and misinformation, it has grown. This is becoming popular. Like people that you would have thought are intelligent and relatively informed are suddenly like, I think the earth is flat, which it would have been like, what, 20 years ago, and now it's not that uncommon. So there's this movement of people, and there's enough of them that they have like organizations, and they've got spokespeople, and there's personalities, and there's people with YouTube channels and stuff. And I don't know the circumstances, but somebody who had enough money and enough interest in this subject decided, well, people who believe in that the earth is flat, they believe that, Antarctica is an ice wall. So if you were to take the earth, and this is like, here's the globe and here's Antarctica, but if you were to like take the whole thing and flatten it out, so every time everyone goes away from the center to the south, they all run into ice. But they're just running into, Earth is a disc, right? And you're running into an ice wall. I may be messing some of this up.
Sounds like Game of Thrones.
Yeah, but one of the things that has to be true according to the flat earth theory is that there's not a place on Earth where, especially at the ice wall, at the south part, where the sun would be up for 24 hours, right? Mm-hmm. The sun has to do whatever the sun does. I don't know where the sun goes on the other side of the disk. I don't know how it works.
Yeah.
Or the sun is on the firmament. I don't know how it works. But they believe that the sun cannot be up for 24 hours. But obviously, because of the way that the Earth is tilted on its axis, there are times during our winter or our summer in which the sun never goes down in the north, and there are times during the winter that the sun never goes down in the south. So ostensibly, you could take someone who believed in the flat earth theory to the South Pole, take them to Antarctica, and let them observe the sun not going down for 24 hours, and it would debunk their theory.
Or would it?
So this guy paid to have at least 2 flat earthers go to Antarctica. He paid for a trip.
Oh, really?
And all these flat earthers.
Hold on, the guy, the doctor.
Not Professor Dave.
Not Professor Dave.
Professor Dave made a video about this. Some other guy. I don't know who it is.
He paid to send them down there. Hey, just look for yourself. And they were thinking, yes, this is what I will not see when I go down there.
Yeah. And of course, they constantly think they're being tricked, right? Like the flat earth community thinks that everything is deceptive. And so they're like,
what a way to live.
Tracking the flight to make sure that it's going from like Patagonia to, Antarctica the whole time. And the guys are in the plane with their compasses, making sure that it's pointing south the whole time. Like, hey, don't fly us to some place that ain't actually Antarctica.
The whole thing was documented?
Yeah, but I'm just watching Dave's video about the video. I didn't watch the whole video. And so they're on this live stream, and the sun's up for 24 hours, obviously, because that's how the world works. And then they just start saying, well, sometimes you just have to admit that you are wrong. Not about the earth being flat, mind you, but about the sun being up for 24 hours. It's like something about our theory must be wrong.
Yeah.
Right? But then the wildest thing happens in the flat earth community. All the people in the flat earth community start saying that these guys who went down there are paid shills and that they are traitors. And so there's this whole thing about...
So they're acting, they're counter agents.
Yeah, they got paid off or whatever.
Okay.
And then there's this whole thing about how they're saying these guys didn't actually go to Antarctica. This is all done on green screen. And the way that they did it, the way that they said it was, the guy who was filming had his chroma key thing turned on because when he just has like the chroma key setting on his camera turned on all the time. So like anything that was green was like showing up as
clear,
not being there, except the background, which was Antarctica. And so they made this so then the guys who went down there who were being accused of being shills have to make a series of videos explaining how they are not on a green screen. So they got drones, and they've got 2 drones, and they're like passing the drones by each other, and they're on 2 different live streams. And then another guy takes all of the footage from the different drones and the different live streams and puts it side by side. And he's like, guys, they're actually there. But all of this to say, Charlotte, these people are not interested in the truth. They are not interested in the truth.
That was my question.
Yeah.
Is what do you know is What are they anchored to? Like
anti-establishment.
Okay, because I know from a religious standpoint what I was anchored to. That's like you hold on to certain when you get like counter evidence, and you don't want to that disrupts your theory or that debunks it. You just want to say, well, there's got to be another explanation, right? Because you're anchored to something, like we were. So what are they're anchored to anti-establishment?
Well, there's a
Paranoia?
lot of great books about this, like why people believe crazy things or something. But I think that the main thing is that there is just a belief that the official narrative about everything is a deception, right? And so it doesn't matter that when you start thinking about what would be required in order to pull this deception off and what would be the motivation and like then obviously like you're observing things that prove that this is wrong but you can't accept it. Like it's kind of what we talked about when we were talking about this whole thing about the direct energy weapons with the fires. It's like critical thinking didn't get you there. And so to like when you talk, Charlotte, when you talk about I'm engaging him with science, it's like no, because you're just all you're doing in his mind is you're just, regurgitating the status quo, the narrative that you've been taught. Do your own research, right? And there's this. So what do you do? What do you do? I mean, first of all, I just think that we kind of have to like think about like if you think about your kids, you got to teach them. You got to teach them critical thinking, or we're really bad at that, right? We're really bad at thinking about this critically because the thing is like these people aren't. It's not intelligence. It's not a question of intelligence. A lot of these guys are smarter than the average person. Like their ability to like immediately like silence you with some point is like the average person is like I can't argue with this. It's just I actually believe what the people that we've as a society, we have selected these people to study this full time. And this is what they have discovered and we trust them. That's a certain type of person. That's me, right? I'm like, I'm not smart enough. It's like, I think I'm smart enough to sort of evaluate the flat earth thing and be like, there's a lot of things that don't really match up here. But I think that it's not a question of like breaking out the science. I think, first of all, I think it's good to be friends. That's the thing I'll say.
Yeah, I'm interested in finding a way to be friends, and I think there might have to be some like non-derogatory entertainment that you find. If like, when you disagree with people that are your friends, there's some gentle ribbing that can go on. I think it's like once you establish, listen, I'm not with you on this, and next time and then you establish it, it's like I'm not going to try to change your mind. You don't try to change my mind. But next time I see you, I'm just going to say, hey, you walked off the edge of the earth yet? You hit the ice wall?
Yeah, I think
Where you going?
I think that ultimately what I'm saying is
have a little fun with it.
I think that maintaining the relationship, if you can, like, I mean, don't, if you don't feel safe or whatever, I don't know the situation, but I'm just saying that like, I think we have to be able to maintain a friendship with people who believe crazy things because it's like, it's very easy.
Very easy. Have the ability.
I have believed a lot of crazy things. I still probably do believe a lot of crazy things. It's like believing crazy things can't be a prerequisite.
Yeah.
For not being friends with somebody.
I like that.
But I think that I don't know if you wanted to have like a real if I was close friends with somebody who believed this, then I mean the question I would ask is like, how is what you believe falsifiable? Like what? Falsifiable.
What can I show you that's going to make you change your mind?
Because most of these things are unfalsifiable. Most conspiracy theories are unfalsifiable. Most and like honestly, like most faiths, religious faiths are unfalsifiable. It's like doesn't make faith wrong. It just means that like, is there something I could show you that would change your mind about this? Like, what would it take? Is there something that you can be shown? Because if you say that if I go down to Antarctica, if somebody pays me to go down to Antarctica, the $35,000, $40,000 that it takes to get to Antarctica, and I see that the sun doesn't go down, would that make you stop believing? Well, it didn't make those guys stop believing. They just think that they've got to now adjust their theory. It's like the people who are sure that the world is going to end on a very particular date. When it never happens, according to the prophecy of that particular cult, does the cult dissolve? Never. It never dissolves, because the cult does not exist because of truth. The cult exists because of belonging. The cult exists because of all these other psychological dynamics that make people feel like they have purpose, you know? And I think that's a big part of this thing, is just like, you know what? To some extent, we have been lied to. Sometimes the official narratives are deceptive. You know, sometimes there are institutions can't be trusted. But what that turns into is that, like, all institutions are corrupt. The status quo narrative is always wrong, and we have to develop these theories. And sometimes people get in so deep, and there's nothing. If there's nothing you can do to take somebody, if there's nothing you could show them, it's like there's another video of they did the thing where the guys, because technically if the Earth is curved, if the Earth is flat, then if you are 6 feet off the ground, if there's a light that's 6 feet off the ground, and then a few miles away, there's like
a receiver,
a pole with a hole in it, and you can see like the light come through at the same height. Mm-hmm. I'm messing up the details and the distances, but essentially there was a flat earther who was out there and saw that, like, oh shit, like it's not coming through because the Earth is curved, and he like questioned him. He didn't question his idea; he questioned the methods. I must have screwed something up.
Yeah,
because it's not about like wanting to actually know.
I think it is important to know this so that you're not just going to try to deconvert or convert somebody, unless you are qualified, like the guy that you shouted out. I think it's just a mission of like, be kind and amused. Like, I think there's like some delicate place in your, and it doesn't have to be a deep friendship, but I like where you're going with this. It's like, listen, it's people who, we're all different, and we all got our things that we can discover about each other that be like, are you serious? This is part of who you are, or part of your belief system, or your worldview, or your practice, or whatever. It's like, let's find a way to be kind, yet I think for your own sanity, amused. Lighten it up a little bit.
And if you're going to talk about it.
And then move on.
If you're going to talk about it, ask questions. Don't argue. Don't argue. Don't bring up the points that he's already heard. Like, ask questions. Like, let the theory implode. let the fact that he kind of probably doesn't.
If you're into that.
Really know. Like, the Tartarian thing, I'm not even going to, I can't think that's how you say it. Like, I don't even want to begin on that one, man. It's crazy.
What? I mean, like, it's just like, give me the gist. Like, what?
Pre-existing civilization.
Okay.
That
use cell networks.
Yeah, like an advanced
Ethernet.
An advanced civilization that was around and built everything. I think built a lot of stuff.
Okay.
That's still here. I've only heard a little bit of that one.
Okay. But that's the best we can do. I like leaving it with the cautious friendship. Let's hear another.
Hey, Rhett Link. My name is Mallory. I heard your little prompt about guess an accent, and I was just wondering if you guys could guess where I'm from. I'll give you just a second.
Wow.
I was just wondering to guess where I'm from. I'm from. I mean, I'm going to go out on a limb and say this is a Southern American accent. Where is she from? I mean, I still feel like I've heard many North Carolinians who sound like this.
I've got a guess on this one.
I don't have a guess yet. I don't think it's deep South because I'm hearing things that I heard growing up in Albert States.
Uh-oh. Get it out, man.
See, I'm getting what you're laying down, man.
No, you're getting it out. You're getting it out.
I'm spewing it out on a sleeve or something.
I agree with that, by the way.
Tennessee, Kentucky.
Kentucky is what I was going to say.
Yeah, I think we're in that area. It could be South Carolina. I think we're really in that around North Carolina kind of zone. I'm going to say Tennessee. So unpause it. Let's see what happens.
Okay, I'm from Alabama.
Oh.
Hope you guessed it. Love y'all. Bye.
But northern Alabama or southern Alabama? Because I feel like we need it. If you're going to give us your accent, you got to get more
I feel
specific.
like we got to
You got to give us a city or something.
Well, we need to go back. Like, we need to get better at this. We've been all over the place.
Well, I feel like if it's northern Alabama, that's not far. We're not that far off. Well, okay. All right. That's fun. Yeah, you keep it going. Keep it going. Anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
But the southern accents, we got a special place.
Well,
in
we're horrible at it though. We've got to watch some videos or start paying attention to what the people sound like.
If we get enough of these, again, you can call us at 1-888-EARPOD1. We can learn. Let's learn by doing, not by researching.
Yeah, right.
You know?
Yeah.
That's it. That's the ticket right there. Hit it.
Hi, Rhett and Link. My name is Leslie from upstate New York. So I teach first grade, and I love, as I know Rhett does as well, I love to tell my children outlandish lies. I love to tell my class lies that have nothing to do with their education. Some examples of lies I have told them. I told them that I lived inside of our smartboard. I told them that my father was Santa Claus. And my favorite one, and the one that they actually believed, is that my middle name is Mayonnaise. So my question to you, Rhett and Link, are what are some other fun, harmless lies I can tell my first grade students? Thank you, guys. Love you guys. Bye.
Love this. You're a great teacher.
She sounds like she's from upstate New York.
Yeah, I'm going to say upstate New York. I couldn't have said that. That was like devoid of accent. I am excited for you. The best way to teach kids is to lie about things. Give them that skill of discernment, of critical thinking. They got to parse by lying to them. You got to parse. They got to parse the truth from the lies, and it's good to erode a little trust in our teachers. No, I get it. I think you're in a good lane with I'm related to Santa Claus and my middle name is Mayonnaise.
This is why I think this is acceptable. Now, I have been a proponent of lying to children. I will say that.
Your own especially.
Especially my own. But I will say.
Are you backtracking on this?
Well, no, I'm just saying, when my kids were coming up, man, when my kids were little, it was before everybody believed the earth was flat, man. Oh. I'm saying that, now I will say, my kids don't think the earth is flat. My kids pretty much know the earth is a sphere.
Right.
It's never been in question for them. So I can't say that they're prone to conspiracy theories. They're not. But I do think that you're taking the right angle on this, which is make the lies about yourself. If you start making the lies about anything out in the world, anything external, then you start mixing them up a little bit, and they're going to be like, the reason I think the earth is flat is because my teacher told me that all bats had the ability to communicate telepathically or whatever,
Yeah, that might.
So I love this stuff about living in the whiteboard, the smart board, and Santa Claus being your dad.
What about this?
Yeah.
She tells her pupils that she has a 6-legged pet deer.
Okay.
And the 2 extra legs are just up and out, like field goals almost.
Okay.
So walk around. It's not. There's still the antlers if it's antlered, but it's a 6-legged deer, but 2 of the legs are just decoration, basically.
I like that.
There's blood flow in them.
Okay.
But they're locked and they don't really do anything. They kind of waggle around.
They're not. They don't articulate.
Yeah, and she's named it Sputnik.
Oh. Well, see, now you're getting a little bit. Now you get into like world history,
Well,
space history.
okay. His name is
Maybe it rhymes with Sputnik. Butt pick.
Butt Pig.
Yeah.
Don't be talking to kids about butt pigs.
Okay. Well, I just this is the first thing I can think of.
All right.
I've got a really good one.
Okay.
I think you should tell your students, I'm actually not your teacher. I am just another first grader who happened to be here on the first day, and it seemed like somebody should start teaching.
I've failed a lot.
And then be like,
I've been held back.
and then be like, and today I'm taking the day off, so anyone who wants to take my place today can, and then just sit down and see what happens.
That's fun.
Yeah.
There you go.
And then
See
you
what
get,
happens.
You get to watch one of them get up and teach.
I'm just one of you guys.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
But I would like to see that 6-legged deer.
Yeah.
It's gonna be hard. I mean, it's like, well, he's camera shy. You know, people come over, he runs and hides. But your thing, oh yeah, that's an experiment, social experiment. You know, it's like Children of the Corn. You know, and maybe she's an English teacher and she can like get them to read that. Children of the Corn, isn't that the ones where the kids? What?
It is Children of the Corn. I don't remember many of the details.
What about she went to a doctor and there was a baby squirrel in her ear. All of mine are about forest animals.
These are pretty harmless. I like that.
Yeah.
Mine might
It was so
cause a problem.
it was the tail was bushy, but that was the hardest part to get out.
Okay.
She's fine. That might strike some fear into the kids, you know, next time they're thinking to like feed a little squirrel at the park, you know. Oh no, it might crawl in my ear. Why are you saying that? Because my teacher had a squirrel in her ear when she was my age. Might do a little damage. Is that good?
I think it's pretty good.
Okay.
Get one of those Whisper 2000s off of the internet.
Yeah, earphones and then the thing where you can target hearing long distances.
And then tell them that it is a thought reading device. But don't, and then be like, point it at an individual child and then just write something down in a notebook.
Oh my God, that's traumatic.
You don't.
That's breaking your rule because
don't-
that's not about her.
It's tough for me to maintain the balance, man,
Right.
when given this prompt.
Yeah, you've gone off the
I would
deep
just
end.
want to have so much fun.
What about she once met a ferret that
Okay, another animal. Okay.
could say the word crikey. It was an Australian ferret.
Okay. Okay. It's not as good as your first two.
Okay.
They're getting worse.
Yeah, because I'm trying to stick with forest animals. Is a ferret a forest animal?
I mean, it's yeah. I mean, if it's
in
wild,
a forest,
it's in a
right?
forest.
It's in a forest, not in a desert. I got 11 toes, but I don't want to show
have
you.
to prove it.
I had it removed. I had my 11th toe removed, and I had it ground up, and I eat a little bit of it in a smoothie every morning. How about that?
I think you can make up world records. I think it's probably pretty safe.
Okay.
You hold
The problem is, then you have to do it. So,
no. When she was
Go for
younger,
it.
she could do
Okay.
it when she was younger.
I mean, you have to make up the world
yeah,
record
Yeah.
right now to really.
I hold the world record for the most ferrets ever in a backpack.
Oh,
Yeah.
I like that. Her grandmother worked in a shoe factory and made. She was discovered by Shaquille O'Neal, and now she only makes shoes for Shaquille O'Neal.
Oh,
how about that?
I like that. Shaq shoes.
Yeah, they're big. You know, you got to have somebody on them all the time. It's kind of like maintaining the paint on the Golden Gate Bridge. They're constantly doing it.
How about one time when you were a little girl, you were walking home from school.
Good.
And you thought you heard somebody whispering in the woods saying, come here, little girl.
Yeah.
And you knew that you should not ever follow a voice from the woods saying, come here, little girl. And so you walked in the opposite direction into the woods across the street. And you kept hearing the voice behind you the whole time.
Yeah.
But you just kept walking.
Yeah.
And then you came to a cave.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
3 caves.
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. And you did eeny, meeny, miny, mo, and you went in the cave 3. You went all the way into cave 3, and there was a family of hobbits that lived in there, and they were in the middle of an argument about how you pronounce the word Marriott, because they were thinking about going on a vacation.
Yeah.
And they were making a reservation at a Marriott.
But they kept calling it
Marriott. There was the wife hobbit was saying Marriott, and the husband hobbit was saying Marriott. And it was getting really ugly. And the little boy hobbit, the son,
crying,
was like, does it really matter? Does it really matter what we call it?
Can't we just go on a vacation?
We can make the reservation. It feels like we can just go on this vacation. It doesn't matter what it's called. And then the dad says, if we get there and we check in and I accidentally say, it's so great to be here at the Marriott, and I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Or your mother, for God's sake, says Marriott. I can't remember who said what, but you know what I mean. What's going to happen? Do we get our deposit back when they kick us out? We can't afford insurance for this trip.
Right.
And you said, how about you do everything exactly the same, but stay at a Hyatt?
I was thinking Ramada.
And then they all 3 turned and looked at you. He said, that's an excellent idea. And then you backed away slowly, went back to the road, and walked home. Tell him that.
Thanks for hanging out with us, calling us. Boy, it feels special to us when you call us. I'm going to tell you the number again. 1-888-EARPOD1. Glad to have you back. Oh, I'm going to be thinking about that. Always go to the 3rd cave. Never talk to strangers unless you're stumbling up on them.
Right.
That's right.
Hi, Rhett and Link. I really just wanted to tell you guys, I just love your laugh, both of you, especially Link when he gets a little crazy, or I'll watch some older episodes where he's just hollering a good old laugh. It just brings me so much joy, and you guys are just so cute.